Hello there, Mike Grabham here again. We are answering question 24 of the top 29 questions that keep founders up at night. And question 24 is, what skills should a founder have and what books would you recommend? Well, I'll list my books here in just a minute, but here are the skills I think that I've seen are critical, I think, for success for founders. And again, this is early stage founders, idea, few people in a garage starting it, that kind of group. So I think one is having a deep understanding of the problem is the most critical thing of a founders when you're starting a company. Is, do you have a deep understanding of the problem you are solving? If you don't have a deep understanding, then you better get one. It's that simple. So you really have a deep understanding. Second is there has to be a curiosity, just an innate kind of curiosity for things, and always kind of be willing to learn and look for ways to see things differently. I think that is critical. Curiosity is an important trait, I think, for anyone in a small startup, but I think especially for the CEO, you need to be curious about how to solve things and just be a curious learner. And then also a communication. You have to be able to communicate in a two-way. Like there's communicators that can communicate in a one-way fashion. People motivating maybe people in just one way, but you need to be able to communicate in two-way dialogues, not monologues. You have to be a good communicator with other people. I can't say any more than that. You have to be able to talk, and you have to be able to shut up and listen. So I think those are critical pieces. And I touched on this briefly, but continuous learning, be able to just always be looking for ways to learn is critical. And then also is knowing how to prioritize things. I think that's a trait that many people don't have. It's actually kind of a tough trait to learn. I mean, you just kind of learn through osmosis of like how to determine what is important at that moment. And the good CEOs have a really great ability to know that this is important this week or this month, and we can wait on that. So understanding how to prioritize things, I think, is critical. So those are the things: a deep understanding of the problem, great communicators, curious learners, being able to learn and be curious about how things happen and why things do it, and then having a continuous learning kind of concept and understanding in life, I think, is important. And then also, last but not least, is just understanding how to prioritize things. So let's talk about the books. Let's talk about books. I've got what, five books. Here we go. We got the Startup Manual. Probably heard about this. Just look it up. I'm just going to mention these. I'm not going to go into detail about them. The Startup Manual, great book. It's a long book. It's a great book. Read that. Startup Manual. Lost and Founder, another great book. It's by actually a local person here in Seattle, Rand Fishkin. But yeah, Startup Founder is a great book because it tells you the backstory, man. It's such a good book for that. Called Lost and Founder. Third, The Mom Test. Awesome book on how to do customer feedback, which I think is the most important thing in any startup. So it's called The Mom Test. It's by a person called Rob Fitzpatrick. And then also another really interesting book that I think everyone should read is called Alchemy, and that is by Rory Sutherland. He's over in the UK. He's an advertising guy, but it's a great book about how people make decisions and the psychological. It's a great book, and it's not a long book. You should read it. And then last but not least, Start with Why. Simon Sinek, wrote this book. It's an awesome book, of course. But yeah, I think understanding how to do that, Start with Why, is a great one. Oh, you know what is another one? It is How to Be a Leader. You don't have to have a title to be a leader is a great book, and that's a really short read. It's really small thing, but that's a great book. You don't have to have the title to be a leader. Look that up. It's an awesome book. So that's my thing for question 24. I look forward to talking to you again. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.